Good morning, everyone. Today, I start my new series on Sophrology techniques. So, for the ones who don't know what Sophrology is, it's an art, or it's something that can take out the stress at any situation, at any condition, any time. And it's useful, and it's one of the things to consider when you have exams, when you go on competitions, concerts, interviews, talent shows, every situations where where you could be submitted to stress and lose your abilities, and that's something I experience in many times as for competitions, school competitions, talent shows, interviews, exams, and it can be something that could put you out of yourself and make you feel everything. And so this series will be here to help you manage your stress and eliminate it. So in this video, I'll do the first explain you the first type of Sophrology techniques that I call everyday techniques. Because why this name? Because you can do it at any time, everywhere, such as before having a exam, before being on the podium or whatever. And on the second part of the tutorial, I will do either every before rest, or any type of method that techniques that you can do only before sleeping, or when you are at home, or in your bedroom doing nothing. But I'll mainly focus on the first type. So the techniques in this category just use the excuse me, just use the control of the respiration by managing the time of each phases of respiration, and also the number of respirations. So for the first technique, which is the most basic one that you need to know, and it's the one I think you could do as many times as you want, but not too much time, but not too much, because otherwise it won't work. So this techniques is called the four times technique, where you inspire for 4 times, so 4 seconds. You block for 4 seconds. Then you expire for 4 seconds again, and you block, or you do nothing for 4 seconds. Then you repeat this process at least 2 more times. Why 2 more times? Because this technique can't work if you do it only once, unless you do it on instead of 4 seconds each steps, 5 or 6. um, exaggerating to like 8 to more than 6-7 seconds won't be beneficial for you, and it will be harmful for to your body more than it could help you relieve your stress. And if after doing this technique 3 times, if you don't feel any improvements, you could do it 2 times again or 3 times. And if after this n number of times you don't feel unstressed, just don't think at all of the stressful factors, and just think about nothing, clear your mind. Then when you feel it has been done, do it again 2-3 times or 5 times, or so that's the main one that you can do at any time. The second one is a technique that is the when you leave the negative thoughts going or not touching you. So for the moment sitting down, but this technique is better if you do it when you're up, when you're standing up. So for this technique you just need to breathe slowly and bring your arms, when first your arms has to be like this, so perpendicular to your body. And then you breathe while bringing them up, so they first need to be in its same axis as your body. Then when you breathe and you inspire, you bring it perpendicular, then you block, and after 2-3 seconds you exhale and leave your arms balancing. It doesn't matter if the arms go here at like more than 45 degrees of balance. You do it several times, and normally that the third one is the technique where you want positive thoughts, positive thinking, only in your body with nothing else. So this technique is pretty similar to the other one, and instead of using your arm like before, when you inspire, you make the mimic that you take. If some like for example, someone will give you an imaginary people will give you imaginary things that will be the positive thoughts. You bring home, you take them, then you bring them in your heart, and you do it. You repeat it at the same time you breathe slowly. So you do like that, and after a while it should work. So remember, one essential thing, and that's really important, is to not think of these stressful factors or stressful factor, if there's only one, at all. even if whatever is the thing itself, like exam, a competition, talent show, or it's how many people will be watching, how the examinators, the interviewer would think you've done. So bear in mind, just use to not think of any things like this, because that will ruin your efforts on the techniques, and be like if you do nothing. Like for example, you wanted to lose weight, and you weren't like enough to lose 1 kilogram, then you eat and you take 1 kilogram again. At the end, nothing will be changed. So normally with only those 3 techniques, you may be able to relieve your stress. There's other techniques where you stretch your arms. So it's based it's also similar to the second one, where when you inspire, you bring your arms up and even try to stretching you up. So you don't worry if you hear your some cracks. It won't be your bones, but something inside. That's nothing bad about it. So bring them up. Then so you block, you don't move your arms. Then when you exhale, you will lift your arms straight, and just leave them. Just don't control them, like try just stopping them or slowing them. Just lift your arms and do it several times again. So why? Now you might ask your question: why repeating the same process? The answer is because if you do it once, the body won't respond really. But after you do it the second time, it's at this moment that the body will try to react and try to respond to the what you are doing. And after the third time, generally, it starts to take effect. The technique start to take effects on the body. So that's why you need to do it 3 times, and no, not less. And there's another technique that it's not really a Sophrology technique, but it's something that can relieve your stress. It's this one doesn't affect the breathing, so that's why it's not a Sophrology technique. So this technique consists just on blacking out your current memory, the things that you currently think of, and just think of nothing. This technique is slightly better for when you need to sleep, but you can't, or you think of too much things, and so you can't sleep. Or you can concentrate because you have days in your mind, so you can focus on one thing. Or so to do that, you need to, for 3 minutes, 2 3 minutes, 5 minutes will be better, and I don't think 10 minutes will be enough. And quite efficient. So you just during those 2-3 minutes or more, think of nothing, just black out your mind. I'm not saying just forget all what you know, what you need to know, or what you will say or show. Just don't think of anything at all for the whole time. And don't try to even to think to one small thing, nothing at all. Then after you can concentrate on one thing, then two, but not like 5, 10, because that will be like I said, waste of time and just fucked up what you've done. So that's all you need to know for the techniques, for the everyday techniques. So hope you enjoyed. If you have questions, if you have problems with one of those techniques, let me know, because it's important. For example, if you're asthmatic, have breathing problems, or you're too scared of something, you can't think of or thinking of nothing, or only one or two things, it's impossible for you, or whatever that is a problem for you, just let me know, and I will try to solve the problem and help you in the process. So thank you for watching, and if in my next video for the after before bed techniques. Now a question that you might ask is, do I need to watch the next video for the next technique? My answer is no. You can if you want, or if you feel you need to, but it's not necessary. Because of course you will need to know those techniques I learned to you today, more than the ones I will learn you